I've been living abroad using my husband's savings. I also bought a luxury car worth $10 million.
The sister-in-law who appeared at my brother's memorial service boasted in front of our parents and relatives.
I'm going to live on life insurance and survivor benefits from now on.
I couldn't help but laugh at my brother's wife, who said this with a triumphant look. My laughter caused my parents and relatives to burst into laughter too. My brother's wife, who didn't understand what was happening, quickly turned red in the face and screamed.
"What's so funny?"
I answered her hysterical question with a laugh. "You spent my brother's savings, didn't you? My condolences."
"What?"
I told my brother's wife the truth, who knew nothing. My name is Ethan, 28 years old. I'm just an ordinary office worker at a mid-sized company. I'm living alone and enjoying my life. I have a brother, Caleb, who is 4 years older than me. He's a bit timid but very kind, and he always treated me well. He was a good man and did well in his studies, so after graduating from a prestigious university, he got a job at a top company. He moved out when he got a job but sent money to our parents, wanting to be filial, and gave me presents on my birthday. We didn't see each other as often, but I loved my brother, and we would playfully compete to see who would get married first. My kind-hearted brother, who cared for his family, suddenly couldn't provide financial support after turning 30. Our parents didn't ask for financial support in the first place, so they didn't ask why, thinking he must have needed the money. I was a little worried and contacted my brother, but he just said, "It's okay, there's nothing to worry about." A year after financial support stopped, my brother brought his fiancée home. Her name was Olivia, and an employee of my brother's subsidiary.
Caleb is considered a young hope, and he's the fastest rising star among his peers.
I felt uncomfortable with Olivia, who spoke in a cloying voice. It felt like she was marrying him because he was a rising star in a big company, not because of who he was. As far as I knew, my brother had little experience with women. I was worried, but seeing my brother's happy face, I couldn't say anything. Despite my concerns, my brother got married. I received occasional lovey-dovey messages, so I thought they were happy. However, after half a year of marriage, a disturbing atmosphere began to emerge. My brother asked for a loan.
"Ethan, I'm sorry. Could you lend me some money? I have to pay for something at work temporarily, but I don't have any cash on hand. I'll pay you back as soon as I get reimbursed."
It was unthinkable for my prudent brother to be without money. "I'm sorry. I'm a bit tight right now too."
"That's okay. Sorry for the sudden request. I'll figure something out."
After talking to my brother, I immediately called home. "Hello, Mom. Has my brother contacted you lately?"
"Contacted? Did Caleb ask you for money too, Ethan?"
"What? He asked you guys too?"
"He's been contacting us occasionally for a while now, asking if we could return the financial support money if we had any left, or lend him a little. It's strange for the prudent Caleb. Daddy and I were just talking about it."
"That's concerning. I wonder what's gotten into my brother all of a sudden."
"We're planning to talk to Caleb soon. Will you come too, Ethan?"
"Of course. Let me know when it's scheduled." And so it was decided that we would talk to my brother. On the day of the discussion, my brother was surprised to see me at our parents' house.
Why is Ethan here too? Well, never mind. So how much can you lend me?
My brother carefully asked our parents.
Caleb, you were always prudent with money. What's going on that you're even asking your sister for a loan?
My brother's face turned angry at Daddy's words.
If you're not lending me the money, then I'm leaving.
Wait, we're not done talking.
Enough. There's nothing to talk about. Leave me alone.
Ignoring Daddy's restraint, my brother left. I had never seen my brother raise his voice before, so Mom and I were stunned for a while. I was concerned about my brother's pale face when I saw him after a long time, but he wouldn't answer my calls. Sometime after that discussion, we received a call that my brother had collapsed at work. When we rushed to the hospital, my brother was asleep, connected to various tubes, looking even paler than when we last saw him. Olivia was there too, perfectly made up and dressed in designer clothes, despite having supposedly rushed over. According to the doctor, he had terminal cancer, and there was nothing they could do. Olivia cried out loud when she heard the news. My brother was admitted to the hospital, and as soon as our parents left the room to prepare for his stay, Olivia spoke to me.
I'm busy, so I can't take care of him. You do it.
Olivia wasn't crying at all, as if her earlier tears were an illusion. While I was taken aback, Olivia continued, irritated.
It's really inconvenient that he has terminal cancer when I still need him to earn money. Don't contact me unless his life is in danger.
With those harsh words, Olivia left the room. I was still unable to comprehend what had happened when my brother spoke.
Ethan, I'm sorry.
My brother, who should have been asleep, called out to me.
Big brother, when did you wake up?
When Daddy and the others left. That's Olivia's true nature. She's extravagant and sees me as nothing but a cash cow.
So that's why you were struggling with money.
I was over the moon when such a glamorous beauty approached me. Even after realizing her true nature, I couldn't break away because of my infatuation. And this is the result. I'm truly sorry for involving you.
Don't apologize, big brother. I couldn't find the words to say to my brother. After a long silence, my brother slowly spoke.
Ethan, I can't die like this. I need your help.
My brother's eyes were filled with determination. I took caregiver leave and used remote work arrangements, cooperating with my parents to care for my brother in the hospital. My brother, visibly weakened, but we spent peaceful moments together, going for walks in his wheelchair when he felt well, and watching movies. I think those times allowed me to accept my brother's passing. Less than 2 months after his admission, my brother's condition suddenly worsened, and he was gone. After the first day of hospitalization, Olivia never visited once. Even when my brother's condition suddenly worsened, she didn't answer the phone. When I finally reached her after his death, she responded to the news with a seemingly pleased voice.
Oh, really? I understand.
After that, we were busy with the wake and the funeral preparations, but Olivia never showed up. However, she appeared at the funeral, crying loudly, and then declared herself the family representative. starting to speak on her own.
If only I had noticed his illness sooner. I went to the hospital every day and took care of my husband. I wanted to support him even more.
Holding my brother's portrait and speaking through tears, I felt anger rise within me as I watched Olivia. But I told myself it wasn't the time to act. Our parents and relatives, knowing the situation, looked at Olivia with disbelief. After the funeral, Olivia came to my parents and me.
I'll file the divorce certificate tomorrow. We'll be strangers, so don't contact me again. Handle the ashes and grave as you please. It's none of my concern now, but all of my husband's inheritance is mine, so don't try to take it.
Olivia said what she wanted and quickly left. My parents and I were more dumbfounded than angry. "Just a little more patience," Daddy muttered, and Mommy and I nodded. Time flew by, and the day of my brother's memorial service arrived. Although Olivia had told us not to contact her, I sent her a message anyway. As relatives gathered at our family home, sharing memories of my brother, a luxury car pulled up outside. Wondering what was happening, I saw Olivia, dressed in a flashy suit and carrying a high-end brand bag, stride out. As soon as Olivia entered our family home, she began to boast.
I've been on a heartbroken trip abroad. First-class flights and luxury hotels were amazing.
I made a clearly displeased face, but Olivia continued, oblivious.
He always told me to save money because he had none, but he was secretly saving. I used all of that savings to buy that car, a $10 million luxury car. You must be jealous.
Olivia, what are you here for today? If you want to boast, do it elsewhere, Mom said calmly and emotionlessly.
Oh, Ethan was the one who contacted me, even though I told him not to.
Olivia glanced at me but quickly looked back at Mom.
Well, I have some business too. I'm planning to live on survivor benefits and life insurance, but I need various documents for the application. I'd like you to prepare them for me.
Olivia said this with a triumphant expression, trying to hand Mom a paper with instructions for the insurance application. What a selfish woman. She told us not to get involved with her, yet she tries to use us when it suits her. I was filled with anger. But contrary to my emotions, laughter welled up. My parents and relatives joined in my laughter, and the room erupted in uproarious laughter. Olivia, not understanding what had happened, looked bewildered but quickly turned red-faced and screamed.
What's going on? What's so funny?
I answered Olivia's hysterical scream with laughter. You spent my brother's savings, didn't you? My condolences.
What? My condolences?
My brother had debts. I wonder if there's quite a bit of interest now. Oh, and the beneficiary of the life insurance was changed to me a long time ago.
What? Wait, what do you mean?
I was dumbfounded, seeing Olivia in a panic. Laughter welled up again, but I somehow suppressed it and continued to speak. I heard a lot about you from my brother. How you told him to earn more, to work more if he had time to come home. How you verbally abused him. How you never did housework and just went out to play. And then you abandoned him as soon as he got sick. my brother resented you. He wouldn't leave money to someone he resented." I continued to speak, staring at Olivia, who was glaring at me with bloodshot eyes. "I borrowed money in my brother's name at his request. Since he was an employee of a major company, he could borrow quite a bit, and we used that money for hospitalization and funeral expenses. Thanks to that, he had a comfortable stay in a private room, and we could afford a high-grade funeral plan. As for the life insurance, my brother changed the beneficiary to me as soon as he knew your true nature."
That's a lie. It has to be. There's no way I'd be fooled by such a lie.
Olivia's beautiful face twisted ugly as she glared and yelled at me. "If you think it's a lie, why don't you check?" Perhaps sensing from my attitude that it wasn't a lie, Olivia let out a piercing scream.
I'll renounce the inheritance. I don't need the debt.
"That won't be possible," one of the relatives said to Olivia. "You've already touched Caleb's inheritance. This will be judged as an intention to inherit, so you can't renounce it." Olivia snapped at the calmly speaking cousin,
Who are you?
but turned pale when she saw the business card handed to her.
A lawyer.
Yes, our family had a cousin who was a lawyer. My brother had been in contact with the lawyer cousin, intending to make Olivia touch his inheritance before she knew about the debt. It seemed he had thought a lot about the timing of the debt. Olivia slumped to the floor and spoke to me as if clinging to me.
Hey, you're his brother, so you're my brother too, right? You should help me pay off the debt. We're family after all.
What? What are you talking about? If you filed a divorce certificate, you and I are complete strangers. I have nothing to do with a stranger's debt. I felt a sense of disgust in Olivia's voice and snapped back sharply. "Oh, and the apartment you're living in now? It's in my daddy's name, so please leave as soon as possible." I said that as a finishing blow and then went into the back of the room. Olivia continued to make a fuss, but the relatives kicked her out. After the memorial service, Olivia started calling me and my family home every day asking for help. She was being charged for the debt and the inheritance tax. Olivia sold her $10 million luxury car and the brand items she had collected to pay off the debt and inheritance tax. But it seems she still hasn't paid it all off. At first, I found it amusing and responded, but it gradually became a nuisance. And when I threatened to consult the police if she continued to persist, she stopped immediately. Olivia was also reluctant to leave the apartment, so we issued an eviction notice through our lawyer cousin. When our cousin contacted Olivia, she apparently begged our uncle to help her, but he firmly refused. He also told her that if she continued to trouble our family, he would consider legal action, and she reluctantly left. Later, another relative reported seeing Olivia entering a store rumored to provide excessive services. Her beauty was gone, and she looked haggard, clearly not living a decent life. I put my hands together in front of my brother's memorial tablet. "Brother, your life or death revenge succeeded." I felt a sense of relief, having avenged my beloved brother's regret.